Worried about an intermittent oil pressure warning light on your VW Golf Jetta MK4? The first time it happened to me, I was in my '93 Golf, descending sharply to the left on a banked highway exit ramp. Car must be low on oil, right? Odd thing was, I just had it changed. The oil was clean. The level was full. I restart the car. The light goes off. Everything is fine until the next time I exit that same highway on that very same curving to the left banked exit ramp. So if the car's not low on oil, what's causing the intermittent warning light? Let me show you. So I'm changing the oil on my 2005 VW Golf MK4. And I'm using this topsider pump. Wow, that's gone up $20 since I bought it in 2019. Now, it works pretty good. Takes a long time. So I got some oil filters here. And this one is a genuine, original Mali oil filter. And if you look at it right above this number here, 09893280, what do you see? Made in Austria. So this is the original, made in Austria. It's a good oil filter. You'll have no fake oil pressure check engine lights with this filter installed in your car. Ask me how I know that, because I've had nothing but trouble with Chinese oil filters. This is the original, and you can see right above my thumb, made in Austria. Last one I have. So I order a spare from Amazon. Right away we can see there's something different. The packages are different. Guaranteed though, this is the original Mali. That's what Amazon says. This is what the Amazon listing looked like on February 2nd, 2024. Keyword, original. After I complained that the product I received was not original, the vendor removed that word from the title. The listing looks like this now. But the vendor still claims it's original in the About This Item product description, as shown here. Wow, they don't look anything alike. But okay, this one, made in Austria. This is the original right here. Made in China. See, this is a Chinese knockoff. This is not the original, but it's sold as the original, and I don't trust it. Look at these drain holes. Look at these drain holes. Now, is there going to be any wonder why this kind of filter is going to cause a fake low oil pressure warning light and warning beep, nothing but trouble? This design? They're not original. This is not original. They're not the same. Not even close to being the same. But according to Amazon, this is the original Mali. No, it's not. Junk. I don't want it. Now, according to Amazon, this filter will not fit my 2005, won't fit any VW MK4. But I've been using this kind of filter for decades. I even used man filters on my '93 Golf. Let's see what this one looks like. Well, we've got some more space here. I know it works fine. Made in Germany. I trust this. I've never had decades of use in my Volkswagens. Never had a problem with this filter. Amazon says it won't fit these Mark IVs. It fits perfectly, works perfectly, trouble-free. So original, fake. You know, I have no problem with Chinese auto parts if you just sell it. This is a Chinese filter that fits Mark IVs. Okay, fine. I don't want it. But don't tell me this is an original Mali. That's a lie. You're lying to me. No good. Now, the reason these Chinese knockoffs, I don't know about that one. I'm just saying Chinese knockoffs I've used in the past. The reason they give so much trouble on these cars has to do with the drain back valve. So you're coming off a highway at high speed, you get off onto the exit ramp, and you're going onto a lower elevation highway. For some reason, coming around that curve causes an oil pressure error. Beep! Or even just backing into our driveway here. You'll get a low oil pressure warning, and there's nothing wrong. The oil is perfectly fine. It's right to the full mark. Looks clean. It's the filter. And it took me a long time to find that out. So anyways, I'm mentioning that today while I'm changing oil. Now you can see that the color of this drain tube has changed. And so that means either we've lost... Alright. And here's where you can see the waste oil. Much darker. So either we've lost vacuum or it's pumped out all the oil. So I'm going to pump it up, see if we can get it to pull any more oil out of this car. And to do that, I'm going to have to put the camera down. Here it comes. Not very much though, mostly air. Alright, see if we can get it to drop in just a hair more. Yep, there's some more. Now, they tell you not to exceed 25 pumps, so use common sense when you're doing this. And let that pump out for a bit longer. You can see the oil coming down that tube now. You might have to do this 2 or 3 times if you're using a vacuum pump like this. A lot easier than crawling under the car, especially for an old guy like me. Alright, so we'll let that drain. Okay, the line has gone dry again. You can see we have a little oil down the bottom here. That'll drain out if I lift that hose. So we're going to pump it up again, see if we can get some more out. So when you start to hear a gurgling noise, you can see air bubbles in the line down here too. That gurgling noise generally means that you're out of oil and you've pumped out pretty much everything you're going to get. And you can see all the air coming up as we empty out this line. Pretty much just getting air bubbles here. Well, the hardest part of this whole job is threading in the new oil filter. I guess with practice it comes a little bit easier, but we're doing this from the top. Hands get all slippery with oil. but it is doable. So you can see that I have the MAN W719 installed. Car's been running for 5 minutes or so. There's no leaks. You just hand tighten, then go 3/4 of a turn. Seems fine. This is the filter that Amazon says will not fit the car, but it's the best filter that you could possibly put in these cars, in my opinion. Alright, let's check the dipstick. So I only put in 4 quarts. Takes 4.5. You can see we're about halfway up the fill line, so we'll add another half quart now. And the oil that we used is AMSOIL European Formula 5W40. This is premium synthetic. I've had very, very good luck with this oil in my VWs. Okay, another half quart. So we want to go to 16 ounces. This was a full quart when we started, so I've got about another 4 ounces to go. Okay, here's the filter that we took out. This was causing the low oil pressure warning in my Jetta. Actually was not having a problem with it here, so but preventative maintenance. See, where was this thing made? Oh, right there. Made in China. I don't know why Chinese auto parts never work right. I can't understand it, but that's just the way it is. That's why I would prefer not to use them. Anyway, not recommended. Original Mali, highly recommended. Fake Chinese Mali, in the trash. Nice MAN oil filter. I'll have no problems with that. But the dipstick on my Jetta broke at the handle, so I'd ordered a couple to replace it. This is the official Volkswagen dipstick. It was $30-some for this dipstick, direct from Volkswagen. Picked it up at my local VW dealer. This is the one that's been in this car, in my Golf, and this one was only $10. This is a doorman. I bought this on Amazon, and despite all the crazy reviews that said it wouldn't fit, that it was the wrong length, that it didn't have an indicator, but of course the doorman does. There's another one, perhaps, that doesn't fit, that also doesn't have a gauge to tell you how much oil's in the car. So I'm going to try all these in the Golf here to see how they work, see if there's any difference in the fit, because I noticed that this one is cracking right here, and I also notice it's cracked right here. So I don't want these little bits of plastic falling into my oil pan, so probably best to change this now. So let's try the official let's try the official VW. Okay, the part number on my broken Jetta dipstick is 06B 115611C, and the part number on this brand new VW MK4 dipstick 06B 115611R, Well, let's see how it fits here. It's not going to fall out. I don't think it's quite as tight. People are complaining about this. Not as tight as the original, but kind of loose. All right, let's check the level. We just added that extra half quart. It's pretty good. Don't want to overfill. All right, let's try the doorman. That would be this one. Ooh, that's nice and tight. Geez, the doorman fits better than the original, than the official $30 Volkswagen. This is $10. The Volkswagen is 30 some dollars. This is a good tight fit, just like the one that has been in here all this time. Very easy to read the level. You can see it's about 3/4 of the way up the hash there. Oil is nice and clean. I think I'm going to leave the doorman in here. Jeez, I like that. That's the one to get. Oh, wait for the Jetta to come home, and we'll see how this new one fits in the Jetta. Okay, here's the Jetta with its broken dipstick. Need a pair of pliers to get this out. Otherwise it does work. You could leave it like this. Just I don't always have a pair of pliers in my back pocket. The car just came home, so this is pretty hot. Oil looks good. Now this is the official VW dipstick, but for this vehicle identification number, let's see how it fits. Wow, it is very loose. It's so loose, this is so loose it's preposterous. I don't know that I would trust this in here. Wow, that's awful. What's different? I don't think the ridges are... I'm not sure. But it's so loose, it's ridiculous. Okay, here's the chipped one. That I just took out of the Golf. I just don't know if you can trust that. See, that's nice and tight. $32 or $33 for this thing? Gonna see what they say. It's thinner. Here's your proof. Alright, this is very difficult to do and to get reproducible results every single time. So I'm letting gravity center this. I've twisted it so that it doesn't move anymore. The new one measures 14.24 millimeters. Let's try the old one. Okay, same thing. I twisted it so that it doesn't move anymore. And I've got 14.45 millimeters. And no matter how you measure, what dimension you measure, the new one is about 0.2 millimeters thinner than the old one. No matter where you measure, the new one is always going to come up 0.2 or 1/5 of a millimeter shorter, thinner, narrower than the new one. And who would think that that little difference could cause it to be so loose? But it is loose. And I don't understand why an aftermarket one fits perfectly and the official $30 Volkswagen one does not fit. Where else can we measure? Alright, I'm kind of locking in here. Because it's constantly twisting when you're doing this. But okay, what have I got there? 1476. And I've kind of got it twisted here so that this corner is up against the corner of the gauge. Alright, same thing. The corner is up against the corner of the gauge. 1537. No matter how you measure it, obviously it has to be anyways. The new one is smaller than the old one. Now, the question, why would Volkswagen do that? I don't know. But I do know this. Use a German-made oil filter. Use a 5W40 European car oil. Use a tight-fitting dipstick. And not only will your VW run much quieter than it has in a long time, but your intermittent low oil pressure problem will be solved. That's what I know. So I hope this video helps someone. Thanks for watching.